Hey y'all, this is Deborah, Family Life, coming at you with a little vlog. Um, we're just sitting up in here, looking at my preps, thinking about what do I need to swap out, because I'm going low carb, low sugar, more protein preps, and trying to get what I need for that. I do have a lot of carb preps. It's actually a challenge finding higher protein preps and finding things that don't have the salts, the MSG, the soy that's not already in the preps and stuff, and um, trying to stick with the low carb preps is a little challenge. Um, Unless you just want to eat canned meat all the time, and then that gets tiring too. Um, I prep for a family of four. Everybody has something different. I'm more of a higher protein, less veggies. I'm working my way up to get off veggies completely and become a carnivore keto, and which means I also want to get off the condiments. So I decided once I go through all my prep, like my G Hughes condiments and stuff, I'm not going to replace it. I'm just going to let it go, and that will save me a ton of money too, because G Hughes is almost $4 a bottle, and then you got your Primal Kitchen, which is going price range right now is $10 a bottle. I know, right? That's ridiculous. Can you imagine the money that one could save just by knocking off the condiments? Even the off-brand stuff, like this here. This is something my husband bought. He'll eat this. He doesn't care about his stuff as long as he has some sort of condiment. But it's loaded with soy, and I can't have it because I have polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS. And my theory, the doctors say they don't know what causes PCOS. In my mind, and the way I'm thinking, and this is just my opinion, I am not a doctor, I'm just going by what I'm thinking. Soy is one of the number one things that the doctor told me to avoid if possible, because it aggravates PCOS. As far as I know of, I am the first person in my family to come down with it. No one else has it. So I'm thinking I might have gotten it from my biological father's side of the family, which I know nothing about. But I'm also thinking my side of reason why I think PCOS is becoming more known, more common amongst American women is because of the processed foods and this ton of soy that they put in it. Just about everything that's processed has a ton of soy, and soy aggravates the hormones, and it can cause men to have a lot of hormonal balance too. Some men can't get rid of their man boobs and lose weight. I think if you look at what you're putting in your pantry, what you're putting in your cabinets, and what you're putting into your body, I think you might find your answer. I think you're going to find that you're putting too much soy into your diet, and it's causing chaos. Hang on. These cats. My neighbor's cat comes over here and messes with Heart. Hey! Y'all two, cut it out. Cut it out! Didn't I tell y'all to cut it out? Go home. You, get your butt up here. Get your butt up here. Come on.
Why did Todd did that?
Get in the house. You're sick. Thanks, bud. I done lost my train of thought. Alright. Theory of PCOS. I think if we looked into our foods and cut back on how much soy product that we're getting into our body, I think it would do you a lot of good. I know since I've started cutting back and I'm eating more fresher right now, this is my stock. This is my pantry stock for if something happens, my SHTF stock. If something happens, I'm good to go. If I can't get my fresh products. Now, I have 2 freezers. One is half full of deer. I was able to get 2 deer this year. I love to go hunting. I just don't like cutting them up. I don't like cutting them up. And my uncle that normally does the processing for me, he passed away last year. So I had to get someone else to process my deer for me. But I have no problem going in the woods and hunting at 3 in the morning, getting myself out there in the middle of the woods with the rest of them, and catching what I can catch. And I limited myself to 2 deers. I don't need any more. I have enough in my freezer. And I also have cow, some lamb, and chicken. I would like to get more lamb, but lamb is expensive right now. I even got a couple of rabbits. But yeah, just the thought process of what's causing PCOS, and I would love to see more doctors talk about it. There's a couple of doctors that talk about it in the keto world, and that's Dr. Barry. He's literally my favorite one that I like to listen to, and he does have a video on PCOS, and I have to agree with him on it. Since I started cutting back on the soy products and eating more of the meat proteins, cutting back on some of the veggies, I'm noticing that I don't have the stomach problems that I used to have. I'm having more energy. I mean, you just saw me. I hopped down from here quick, go rescue my dumb cat because he's out there wanting to be a big boy. He barely got any teeth left. Anyway, this is just a little chat about this thought process of my theory on what's causing so many women to come down with PCOS. And I think you should take the initiative to do your research and check out through your dieting. Go through your preps, cut them back. Find the ones that has soy in it, cut it back, put it in a separate section of your pantry, and try to do something else. That's what I'm doing. I've been working on my goals to eat healthier and just so I can feel better. You know, I've been getting a lot of comments lately of I'm looking a lot better, I'm losing weight, and I've noticed other things like over the Thanksgiving, I ate a bunch of carbs for Thanksgiving. I swelled up like a freaking balloon. I hurt, I ached. It aggravated my arthritis. I truly believe that if we started doing more keto, do your research, find things that works better for you, find the foods that doesn't work for you and get rid of it. I don't believe in wasting food. So what I do is every year I go through my preps. If I haven't eaten it or if my family hasn't eaten it, I will put it in a box and I will take it to my local donation shelter. There's a women's shelter not too far from me that I can take it to here. I'm also looking to see if we have any homeless camps here that likes to get canned foods, because I do have a ton of canned soups that I cannot eat because they're loaded with soy in it. So if my husband's not a big fan of canned soups, he'd rather make homemade soups, which I rather to do that as well. So if an SHTS comes down to it and I need to cook something, I got it to cook. So I'm hanging on to my preps for at least another 6 months, and then I'm going to go through it, donate what I don't use, and refill it back up with stuff that I do use more so now than what I did a year ago. Most of this stuff came from a year ago when I wasn't all that concerned about what I was eating. I started my keto diet 6 months ago now, and I went from 315 pounds to 266 pounds within 2 months. And right now, I can't tell you what I'm weighing now because I broke my scale when I moved. And my scale was one of them glass ones, and I refuse to pay for another set of scales right now. Not when I could put it towards getting the foods that I like. I recently discovered that my body has developed a pork allergy. Who knew? The older you get, the more sensitive you get. You can actually get an adult allergy to pork. Yeah. So I got a lot of pork products in my preps that I got to go through and pack up. I do have somebody that wants it, so I'm going to donate all my pork products to them and pray that it helps them get through their whatever they need. So just getting what I need to get. I also want to focus more on buying the preps that Katie likes because she's my picky girl. She's autistic and she has food allergies, and I would like to get more things that I know she'll like that she can get through. Especially with the colder season, I tend to get sick real easy because of my autoimmune disease, and I have a crippling arthritis. Some days I can't even get up out of bed because I hurt so bad, and I hate taking pills for it because, let's face it, pills is not the answer for everything, and all it does is make me want to go back to sleep anyway. So I try my best. I take over-the-counter medication. If I get to the point that the over-the-counter medication ain't working, yeah, I will take my muscle relaxers and pray to God that I get better soon. And like I said, since I started changing out my foods and what I'm eating now, I've noticed that I'm not having as much problems with my arthritis like I normally do because the inflammation is not there. It's like, I wonder if that's one of our problems, because I've noticed a lot of people on YouTube, and especially a lot of them are preppers, are complaining about their arthritis bothering them. And I'm wondering if maybe they might have the same problems that I'm having and just need to cut out the carbs, the sugars, and the soy. Let's face it, soy is cheap. The government don't care about us. There's probably research on it that we don't know about, and they're just laughing at us because we sit back and we take it because we're not going to do anything about it, and that's plain truth. All right, y'all. I've chatted enough. I'll talk with y'all later.